Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Ramesh ji. Jai Shri Krishna. Good morning, Zaid. Good morning, Ritesh. Good morning, Varun. I'm doing good, Zaid ji. आप कैसे हो? Keep the charts clean, guys. Beautiful moment, beautiful captures. Everyone are doing good. 240 pips running. I get eager every day to hear you, which keeps me motivated and confident to trade. Thank you so much, Zaid ji. Keep the charts clean. Why is that it always rejects from your level? It's still a mystery. Let it be a mystery then. For MTSL 4025, guys. Agastya, Smita ma'am, Faiza, Ambika, Hemant, Harshit, Harshini, सभी लोग. Good morning, Gaurav. You're late today. आईडी ट्रेड का 4025 पे रखो. स्विंग ट्रेड का 3995 पे रखो. Good morning, Arya. Good morning, Usma. How are you? How is the baby? He's good. I am too. Thank you for asking. You're welcome. When will you reveal the mystery? 365 हो जाने दो. Millionaires तब करेंगे. Okay? किसी को भी कोई डाउट्स है? Yeah, should I start with my analysis? हाँ? No doubt, sir. You can start with the analysis. Great. तो आज के दिन में मूवमेंट लॉन्ग की तरफ क्यों जा रहा है वो समझने के लिए कल का हमको सरप्लस मिनिमलिटी टू 200% से अलोकेशन देखना पड़ेगा, राइट? इन दिस पॉइंट ऑफ एक्शन व्हाट डू वी नोटिस? M2 कंप्लीट हुआ, M2 कंप्लीट होने के बाद मार्केट क्रिएटेड S2B1 सेटअप, विद S2B1 सेटअप मार्केट टैंजेंटली फॉल पे आई, राइट? यहाँ पे मेजर अलोकेशन पॉइंट TTS 2.0 का कहाँ पे होगा? When the change of character is produced. Will the change of character play from this role? No, because change of character gave a break on this demand, right? So this will be a swing low, this will be a swing high, this will be a retracement point जहाँ से exactly वो rejection ले रहा है। उसके साथ अभी हमको मेजरली क्या देख के चलना होगा? Okay, this will act as our first demand in action plan because why? You will be taking it from the previous point of action, right? So this previous point of action played a role at this range. इसी point of action के साथ continuity in the moment. उसके हिसाब से अगर हम start point of action से allocation देखेंगे, so what do we notice? This will be our first demand range because the movement was in the red, then it got converted into green. So this allocation will be playing a role from the retracement point. So the retracement point is taken under the conversion of demand converted into supply. उसी के साथ movement generation 100% completion. 100% complete होने के बाद what is the next step? The same allocation will play a role at this point, right? Because change of character हुआ है, retracement form हुई है, TTS allocate हुआ है, then the major action plan takes a role to be played from this point of action, right? जैसे ही ये role of action play होता है, what do we notice? In the same candle, there was a break and continue. When there was a break and continue, what do we map? We map 150 and 200. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. So जैसे ही ये मैपिंग होती है उसके बाद क्लोन होगा, ब्रेक ऑफ 100%, जैसे ही ब्रेक ऑफ 100% होता है 200% मैपिंग. At this point of action, what do we notice? There was no rejections in perspective of 150%. मतलब definitely market will tend to come and cover it up, right? उस cover allocation point में what do we see? आज के दिन सुबह में market ने यहाँ पे gap down closure दिया, right? Opening was gap down. When there was a gap down formation, what is the next step that we'll be looking for at this point? So we'll be looking for a new allocation persona. Where is the new allocation persona taken from? The point of action of the first demand range, right? क्योंकि 100% से rejection लेके it created a small POI range. जैसे ही POI range generate हुआ था, the nearest point of action के साथ reallocation of the syndrome. What do we notice? Minimality M1. Then with the minimality, there was a gap down opening. मतलब market definitely gap down को cover करने आएगा ही आएगा, right? With that formation, मिनिमलिटी M1 है तो 150 and 200% भी confirmed, right? So what do we notice? A minimality of M1 and M2 also got, sorry, M1 200% also got covered. And with that formation, what did market indicate us? Market gave an indication of three-wing setup, 1, 2, 3. With the three-wing setup, what do we next see in the persona? Volume change. 1 hour में आओ. In 1 hour, what do we see? We see a proper three-wing setup. With the three-wing setup, आज के दिन का high volume point, right? So how do we see that point of action? Because this conversion indicated a market reversal with that continuity in the moment, right? जैसे ही high volume spike आया, come to 15 minutes, what do we see is the major action plan that market has created. We got a second entry point. Where are the second entry points? First execution will be with the intact, second execution will be with three wing. 1, 2, 3 execution on one green candle closure and continuity. Right? वो trade of action continuity में है. So what are the major things that will be following at this range at the current point? allow allotting the proper supply range, right? Proper supply range कहाँ से allot होगा? To identify this moment action plan, you have to take it from the previous allocation. So where is the previous buying pressure that we had got? High wick range here. So this is the first come first serve what we'll get, right? So when this is your first come first serve, this will get allotted in the position of the high wick range from the wick, right? So break and continue. जब break and continue develop होता है 200% target, right? So उधर से rejection, intact level completion, intact level complete होने के बाद what did market do? Market continued the same Arizona of the movement, right? So in this movement spectrum, what do we see? We see a liquidity grab point developed in the supply. Where is the liquidity grab? In this candle. Did we had a wick? No, there was no wick creation. So definitely market is expected to come down. So market नीचे आया, three wing form किया, S to B1 form किया, and then continued the movement to cover the gap down creation in the market. Right? How will you allot the new supply? The new supply will be allotted from the point of interest where the recent first come first serve supply is generated. So this is the first come first serve supply that what we'll get in the market. This will get allotted because it's a three wing setup, मतलब high wick range है. तो bottom line up से allotting होगी. उसके साथ what do we notice? A small M2 formation. With small M2 formation, market is continuing the movement to the next level, which is this point. Side में रखा था क्योंकि वहां पे wordings थी, तो didn't want to mess up. So first target हमारा 150 होगा, 150 से एक retracement because we still have a LG point of view over here, and then continuity till 200. Am I clear, guys? कोई doubt है इसमें? Please do ask. Good morning, Suresh sir. How are you? So this is gold. Very simple, very easy. Sir actually caught the 40-60 reversal, but had a doubt about the exit. Exit will be done only in persona of target completion of TTS 2.0. Simple and easy. Okay. किसी को भी गोल्ड में कोई भी डाउट है, प्लीज डू आस्क. If there is no doubt, we'll move to BTC. Nope, no doubts. 320 pips running. Varun, Zoom में बोलो वो सब यहाँ पे नहीं. Thank you, sir. Okay. So what is the condition of continuity above 150% in gold? Very simple. It should create a formation of minimality. With the minimality, then if it's M1, 150% से ही rejection ले सकता है. If there is a M2 formation, then the targets will be directly allotted towards M2 200%. No doubts. Okay, Ramesh ji. Okay, Venkat, sorry. Hope it's cleared. Let's come to the Ulala trade. अगस्त्य का कल मजा था इसमें ना. भाई एक अलोकेशन होने के बाद सेकंड अलोकेशन में तू कूदता क्यों है? मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता है. कल क्लियरली बोला था मैंने. मार्केट रिवर्सल दिखाएगा क्योंकि हाई वॉल्यूम फॉर्म हुई थी इस पॉइंट ऑफ एक्शन में. एग्जैक्टली उसी पॉइंट ऑफ एक्शन से इंटैक्ट होके नीचे आ रही है. राइट. मैं स्विंग इधर दिया ही नहीं था लॉन्ग में. ना एलटीडी में भी नहीं थी या आईजी ग्रुप में भी नहीं थी. तुम कूदे बीच में ऐड ऑन कर. Right? So allocation still remains the same. There will be no change because still the target is pending at this point of action. So BTC में change of action जो होगा will be just the analysis जो movement हमने कल की long के लिए बोला था. Okay, किसी को doubt है तो कल की stream की morning analysis check कर लेना. You will come to know why. Right? The allocation will be in persona of the first point of action, which is this. With this supply, what do we notice? We allot a movement in pursuance of the minimality M1. Minimality M1 form होने के बाद continuity in the action plan, target will be 150 and 200. M1 है तो major action plan will be always taken under the consideration of the 150%. क्योंकि 150% से 10% ऊपर में हमारा इंटैक्ट लेवल था तो वहां तक की मूवमेंट यहाँ पे डिप्लॉय हुई थी. Okay. So because of that one small mishap, थोड़ा ऊपर गया था, but execution was perfect of everyone. Just closure में थोड़े लोग ऊपर नीचे किए, manageable, right? Yeah. So making sure execution and entry should be right. Exit में थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर नीचे होता है तो चलेगा, but you guys have done a good job. So with minimality M1 formation, what do we notice? The allocation persona will be taken under the pressure of first point, which will be this 200% range of motion जो कि complete नहीं हुआ था. That's totally fine for us. Complete नहीं हुई थी. But major action plan will be always taken under the consideration of 150. Right? जो कि इस action plan में in this scenario which gets played at this range. And it didn't sustain above the point of action. So what is the next plan that we'll be looking for? Threshold formation. Did we had a threshold formation at 150%? Yes, we had a threshold formation. With the threshold formation, execution with S2B1 setup. How S2B1 setup? One green candle closure, second candle closure, third candle conversion from green to red. In that conversion, continuity in the movement, which is currently following in the same direction in the persona movements. Right? When the persona is built, how is the first action plan looked at? High week range hai to what do we measure? Only the first action plan. How is the first action plan taken in the measure? Because this was a green converted into red, this will be the high action plan which will be mapped. At this stage, what do we notice? 100% rejection. With the 100% rejection, continuity. Do we have a change of character at this point? No. So do we have a conversion rate? No. So what will be the mapping that we'll be working on at this point? The mapping will be taken under the consideration of POI. So where is the POI? This is the POI range, the candle of the supply, which will get converted into the reallocation, exact rejection and continuity, 100% break and sustained. Definitely थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर आएगा क्योंकि विक नहीं जनरेट हुआ है, 150% तक के टारगेट. Okay. So this is BTC. Follow through में रो. मार्केट अभी शॉर्ट की तरफ ही आना है और थोड़ा थोड़ा इन द सेंस मिनिमलिटी M2 4 आवर्स का कंप्लीट होने तक. ओके. अगर त्रिशूल फॉर्मेशन मेरे को यहाँ पे दिखता नहीं है तो मैं डायरेक्ट एंट्री नहीं लेने वाला हूँ. एड ऑन में राइट त्रिशूल फॉर्म होने दो लाइक दिस वन विच इट हैड डन इन द मॉर्निंग, राइट, like this one which had done in the yesterday's means 7 scenario. कल के दिन की ऊपर की सिनेरियो के हिसाब से देखे तो एग्जैक्ट त्रिशूल फॉर्मेशन वाज फॉर्म्ड एट दिस पॉइंट, एग्जीक्यूशन वाज हियर. द सेम फॉर्मेशन दिखने दो, उसके बाद ही डायरेक्ट एंट्री मत लेना. नाउ ओपन फॉर ऑल द डाउट्स. विक क्रिएट नहीं हुआ है 1 आवर में, बी वेरी केयरफुल. गोल्ड में इट विल डेफिनेटली कम डाउन टू क्रिएट द विक. मतलब in pursuance of LG, not in pursuance of the same candle. ठीक है. Sir, kind request, give me one trade for swing trade for long so that I can enter the trade and leave it with 0.1 lot. Venkat, from the day you have joined, you are asking for the trade, which I am not going to give, right? So people with you are executing by themselves by learning, right? So learn. Once you learn, you will start executing the trade by yourself. सीखो तो सही. What is threshold formation? Threshold formation, Parth, good morning, is one of the major action plan which looks like a threshold, which we call it as external liquidity points, where the formation will give you an indication to give a break of a reversal in the direction, right? Example that's only looked in cryptos. So what are the major things that you have to form? 1 hour, and it should be checked only in 1 hour. It should be in a pattern of threshold, right? Example अगर देखा जाए तो first candle, candle A, candle B and candle C, right? Candle B should be higher than candle A and candle C. Okay. So with this persona, the threshold gets formed, and with threshold, come to 15 minutes, look for an S2B1 setup or a 3 wing setup and execute. Right? In this persona, what do we notice? We had a threshold formation here because candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. I'll come to 15 minutes to execute. In execution point, what do I notice? I notice a proper intact zone of S to B1 here. right? So I look for an execution at this point and I look for an execution at this point. So this is a threshold formation indication. Sir, how do you look into the preservatives when there is a long wick formed on both the sides of the candle with high volume? Ritesh, same scenario. If in a single candle the wick on the top and wick on the bottom is formed and there is a small body, it should be the meeting candle. We don't take meeting candle under the considerations, right? But in scenario of wick in the bottom, right? And in the next candle, the market has continued and wick has created from the top as well, right? So we have a selling pressure, we have a buying pressure, जो कि हमें एक इंडिकेशन देता है कि market will trap all the retailers at this point. मतलब the nearest point of action will be taken under the consideration of only body mapping. When only body mapping comes into the play, the major allocation will take pursuance in the direction, right? Same cheese, let's look into the market and give you an example with, so it will be easier for you to understand. Okay, so let's come to gold, right? In gold, if I notice this candle had a both side wick, right? So in this point of action, what I'll do, I'll come to 15 minutes and check high volume as well because of the meeting. So in this range of motion, what is the one thing that I'll identify? First thing, I'll look, क्या मेरा 15 minutes में दोनों तरफ से हाई विक फॉर्म हुआ है? So in this range of motion, let's take this point. What do I see? I have a selling pressure. With the selling pressure, I have a buying pressure as well. Correct? So in this formation, I will just look for a body allocation. So this will be my body allocation, right? Because I have both selling and buying pressure in a same moment. So this will be my body allocation, which will play a role in the upcoming demand. What did you notice? It played in the same role of motion and continued till the surplus target. Okay. आ जा भाई नीचे. Sir, I want to join your private group. Arya, don't take it in a personal way, right? So to get added into the private groups, there is no other option because you can't afford it. Nothing personal. Okay. Parth, hope your question is answered at this point. Oh, got it, sir. Thank you. रितेश, कौन सा चैप्टर में हो बुक में? Which chapter are you studying currently? Suresh Babu sir, any doubts in pursuance of analysis? Please do ask. Volume chapters. Okay. 7 times the book cost. Calculated answer. Wow. Should not be hurt anyone's sentiments, right? Or no intentions to hurt anyone's sentiments. So, and it increases as per the inflation increases, Arya. Okay. Happy for you, Arya. Anyone has any doubts, please do ask. Stream will be there for next 15 minutes. नहीं नहीं फैजा ट्रेड में बने रहो यार, आराम से एमटीएस से लगा के बैठो. Only one thing I could recommend you, Faiza. You have to work on your patience. Sir, if you don't mind explaining what is difference between private group and YouTube live streaming. YouTube live streaming is just for the knowledge. Private group is a one-on-one session where we work on mindsets, psychology, exact execution points, right? If you had noticed, we have never marked any kind of execution points because that is not right. If I mark the execution points, it will be like a direct saying of execute the trade over here. in that you won't be learning. You will be just copying someone. So our major focus is always on learning. In the groups, they will be executing the trades, will be watching. If they are done wrong, the buddies will help them to identify why it was wrong and why that execution is not taken under the place. You'll be having 1 hour of live one-on-one in Zoom, which helps people to understand in depth of the markets to execute the trades. TP1 हिट गाइस, क्योंकि गैप डाउन जो ओपन हुआ था उसका कवरेंस कंप्लीट हो चुका है यहाँ पे, अगर नोट करोगे तो दिस पॉइंट, राइट, दिस इज जस्ट कंप्लीटेड. We can expect a retracement from this point और थोड़ा ऊपर से, because there is an allocation. Definitely, Usma, we will come to high calibration point, right? तब तक जो पहला मूवमेंट अंडरस्टैंडिंग है ना, उसमें माहिर हो जाओ, then we will come to high calibration. Okay. Sir, what's the whole foundation of this TTS concept? Why the market moves just till the previous allocation? Is it the zero sum game that markets based on? Markets is based on zero sum game, that is totally agreed. But the foundation of the TTS concept is based on the parent formulation of a golden ratio, right? So with that formation, we allot a movement structures based out of the contemporary movement, which is aligned with the funds flowing through the iceberg zones, and reallocate the structure imbalance to identify the right exit and entry points. Okay. Ritesh, you still have to get in deep. So अभी आप देख रहे हो कहाँ पे? ओके, आसमान है, आसमान में बादल है, बादल तक तो पहुंच गए हो. उसके ऊपर जो नीला रंग और काला रंग दिखता है ना, सुबह में नीला और रात में काला, उसको समझने के लिए उस बादल के ऊपर सस्टेन करना आना चाहिए. जिस दिन वो सस्टेन करना सीख गए ऑन द क्लाउड्स, हाउ टू बैलेंस, then you can get into the entire understanding of the foundation why TTS was formed, to reach the heights which is untouchable, because नीचे से तो नीला और काला दिखता है आसमान, बट उधर पहुंचने के लिए किसी का हाथ में आज तक नहीं हुआ है. So it's that one thing in creating the cash flow for yourself. Okay. So market has, और एक सिंपल एग्जांपल में समझाओ. तो आपने ये कहावत तो सुनी होगी, बूंद बूंद से सागर। बट मार्केट इज नॉट लाइक बूंद बूंद से सागर। आप सागर में कूदे हो तो आपको आना चाहिए कि कितना देर आप तैर सकते हो, राइट? आपका एक्सपेक्टेशंस 10 किलोमीटर तैरने का होगा तो आप तैरोगे ओशन में सिर्फ 1 या 2 किलोमीटर, बिकॉज ऑफ uncircumstances scenarios like high waves, right? A storm coming in between. So you should know. Same way, there will be unexpected turns in the market, which you should be able to grab. And एक चीज, हर लोग, जितने भी लोग हैं स्क्रीन पे, उनको एक ही बताऊंगा, हर एक मूवमेंट से पहले मार्केट इंडिकेशन देता ही देता। Just you have to know where exactly and how it will give you that point of interest कि मार्केट यहाँ से मूव करेगा ही नहीं, करेगा कि नहीं। सो जिस दिन वो समझने में आप लोग सक्षम हो गए, उस दिन से आपका लॉसेस बहुत कम होगा, प्रॉफिट्स सागर में से जितना निकाल सको उतना। बट एक रूल ओशन का ये भी है, सागर का ये भी है कि अगर तैरना नहीं आया, फर्स्ट तैरो, तैरना सीखो, उसके बाद सागर में कूदो, राइट? सो इफ यू वांट टू डू ए स्कूबा डाइविंग, the scuba instructor will not give you the jacket and say you to jump, right? He will train you. He will make you understand at what zone of layers, what is the understanding that you should be having in the in the waters, right? So at 300 degrees कितना होना चाहिए, in the depth of 200 कितना होना चाहिए, in the depth of 10 kilometers कितना होना चाहिए, what should be the oxygen level, what are the signs that you should be knowing while scuba diving, then jump into the ocean to understand the depth. Once you understand the depth, then it's like catching the sharks in the lakes. So don't be the shark in the lake, be the shark in the ocean so that you can capture whatever fish you like to. शार्क बनने के लिए उसका बच्चे जैसे पहले एक चार्ट को मास्टर करो, उसके बाद हर एक चार्ट में सेम सिंपल फॉर्मूला है तो यार अप्लाई करके चलो। Yes sir, we'll keep that in mind. How do you know the LG zones? Because I have created it, so I know that, Eric. Wow, sir, very good Sagar explanation. Thank you. Sir, why are you not famous? That's the wrong assumption you are having, sweetheart. A person who has not showcased his face for the last 3 years, समझना, there is a reason behind. I was asking how to spot them. Eric, are you 100%? Sorry, your analysis in minimality is 100%. Allotting TTS 2.0 is 100%. Supply and demand is 200%. अगर उसमें 100% you have completed, then the next. Okay, step by step, Eric. सर आपका एग्जाम्पल सुनकर केजीएफ की रॉकी भाई की याद आया कि उसमें भी सेम डायलॉग मारा है क्या? उसकी तरह आपका कंट्रोल है गोल्ड पर. वो रियल गोल्ड में कंट्रोल कर रहा था. हम चार्ट गोल्ड पे कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं. वो फिजिकल गोल्ड में इंटरेस्टेड था. हमें गोल्ड की वैल्यूएशन पर इंटरेस्ट. Sir, in the current candle in gold, what is the retracement level till previous demand? Allot the previous demand. Follow the chapter liquidity, right? Liquidity and be till there. Okay. Stream will be there for next 10 minutes. Whatever doubts you guys are having, please do allot it in the comments so that I can give a response back onto the same. सर इतना सारा लाइव सेशंस में आज का सेशन टॉप है क्योंकि आज थोड़ा मोटिवेशन ज्यादा हो गया उसके लिए. जैद जी. Okay, Venkat. Hope you got the point. Sir, I'm very happy with you. I'm enjoying with this channel. I'm learning many things from you. I'm practicing through playlist and live videos. Maximum time I spend in your videos only. Thank you so much. KGF क्या है? Kolar Gold Fields, जहाँ पे physical gold था पहले. The stories of the past, but my story is the present. Between sir after a long jolly mode today. I'm always in a jolly mode. Please talk about S2B1 and S2B2 in English. We have an entire section of video on that, Eric, right? So work on that. If you get any doubts on that, you can ask me. I'll definitely give you an explanation on that. Okay. Sir, what was the breakfast today? Your counters are amazing today. Now I am so curious who you are in real life because you said you are famous. मैंने कब बोला मैं फेमस हूँ? जिसने वो क्वेश्चन पूछा ना कि why are you not famous, right? सब्सक्राइबर्स खरीदे जा सकते हैं, फेमस होना है तो सिर्फ 3 दिन का काम है। जिनको इंटरेस्ट है वो खुद आके सीखेंगे। As simple as that. So I like to keep my personal. इतना बोल सकता हूँ, जिस नितेश के बारे में तुम जानना चाहते हो ना, वो नितेश शेफ है। वो नितेश 7 बिजनेस चलाता है। He is an investor and much more than an investor. This 1 hour, what I give you guys, is just to make sure that everyone gets into the real world of trading rather than being sitting on support, resistance, supply and demand, right? Trend line, parallel channels, indicators, उससे हटके जो रियल ट्रेडिंग करना चाहता है उनको सिखाने के लिए ये 1 घंटे का सेशन हम कर रहे हैं। That's it. It's Nitesh and you know, real yeah. Come on. Comedy. I am also a human being, right? लोगों का टाइम सुबह 9 बजे से शुरू होता है, हमारा सिर्फ 3:30 से शुरू होता है। So previous demand is 300 pips, and will the retracement will come till that level? Previous demand is 300 pips. So previous demand is of just 60 pips. First come first serve low, na? Why are you taking the entire moment? Always first on the break of first come first serve, then the second serve. Tell us something about your starts. Good love to hear. Motivation चाहिए. There are a lot of YouTube channels जो बोलेंगे मैं एक छोटे से घर से शुरू करके मैंशन में हूँ। कौन सा मैंशन? एयरबीएनबी। उधर जाओ, मिलेगा। If you want to learn, you can be here. Simple as that. हाँ, बीच बीच में मोटिवेशन बातें कर लेंगे, but I will never say that कि my story is a motivation. Everyone has their own line of journey. Some has seen the depths before and seen the sky later. Some have seen the sky before and seen the depths later. What is Amo? So all the new members in the stream and all the old members in the stream, right? Which I repeat every day will be repeated again. Back testing of 6 months, forward testing of 6 months, right? Then come into the live market for 1 or 2 months, understand how the market works, post learning any strategies, any concept, any kind of formulation that you're working on. With that, imply on the live markets. While implying in the live markets, then get into execution of the trades with smaller amount, compound it. While compounding it, follow a proper risk to reward. We follow a risk to reward of 20 pips and 200 in Asian session, 40 pips and 400 in London and New York session. With that, train your mind to be calm and how to wait in the markets, because waiting is the only key to execute the big numbers in your life, right? Protect your capital with not executing the trade with FOMO, fear, and greed, because it's your hard earned money. Learn to wait and execute with proper risk to reward. With that, this is Nitesh signing off. मिलते हैं अगली सेशन में, तब तक के लिए टेक केयर, बाय बाय, धन्यवाद.